Goodbye YouTube, how's it going everybody? Now originally I was actually not going to upload tonight. Reason being is that my upload last night was an hour long StatMon's PS Live, so I kind of wanted to give you guys some time to watch that. But the PS Live got such good feedback, like it literally got twice as good feedback as I thought it would, and it's just crazy to know you guys actually watched that 1 hour long StatMon's Live that I did with Ryland. And if you didn't watch it, a link to that will be at the end of my battle, so you guys can check it out after this battle. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys again. It's just crazy how much good feedback that one got. But I will definitely be doing some more StatMons in the future, so don't worry about that. And I will be doing regular Pokemon Showdown Live, like in regular tiers, NU, RU, and UU, and all that. But yeah, I think I've rambled on enough. Now, team preview obviously is an NU battle, and quick story behind this: I was actually on Showdown for about an hour and a half, searching for a battle to upload for you guys tonight. And thankfully I came across this one that I had earlier tonight, about like maybe an hour ago, and yeah, it was actually a pretty good match, really close. Now looking at team preview, the team I'm using is a team that I used in a previous Showdown Live. You guys might remember it is a team that was made by Case Victory. And looking at threats on my opponent's side of the field, Electabuzz, Braviary, and Gorobus are easily the three giant threats I have to watch out for, because Electabuzz, if it's expert belted, destroys my whole team. If Braviary is Cell Bulk Up and I allow it to set up, it destroys my whole team. If Gorobus sets up a Shell Smash, it destroys my whole team. So you basically get where I'm going with this. So those three are definitely the main things I have to watch out for. But I'm going to be leading off with my Vigoroth, thinking he would lead off with the Torterra so I could taunt it to prevent him from getting up rocks. But he actually ends up leading off with the Gorobus, and he makes a good play by going straight for the Surf, predicting me to go for the taunt. But it turns out that he is a timid nature, and he outspeeds me by, I believe, 3 points. So predicting him to switch out, I'm going to go for the Bulk Up as he brings in the Golurk. I thought I would be faster than him, which is why I went for the taunt, but he goes for the Dynamic Punch, gets off a huge hit, and at this point my Vigoroth is basically useless to me, so I'm just going to save it for Death Fodder. As I bring in my Garbodor, I thought he would go for another Dynamic Punch, but actually ends up going for the Stone Edge. Then this turn, predicting him to go for an Earthquake, I'm going to switch into my Torterra, and honestly nothing on his team safely switches into a Wood Hammer. Like, look at that, it did 40% to Braviary. Thankfully, he turns out to not be Cell Bulk Up. Unfortunately, though, he more than likely is going to be Scarfed or Banded, which means he's still going to be packing a punch, so I have to watch out for that. As I bring in my Garbodor, he ends up going for the U-turn, U-turning on out into his Golurk, and this is my perfect chance to basically fodder off my Vigoroth, allowing me to now get a free switch into my Charizard. And much like Torterra, nothing on his team switches into my Charizard, so I can go straight for the Fire Blast, and I'm able to get rid of the Golurk, which is really great. As he brings in the Hypno, I know a Fire Blast will not do over 50%, so predicting him to go for the Thunder Wave, I'm just going to switch into my Piloswine, but he actually ends up going for the Toxic, which puts a timer on my Piloswine, which really sucks because I would have really liked to keep Piloswine around for this battle. As I get on my Stealth Rocks, he brings in the Gorobus, and the way he brought it in, I knew for a fact that he was going to go for the Shell Smash, because Piloswines don't normally tend to carry Roar, so he did not expect that. I'm able to roar him out into the Braviary of all things, which is really good for me because now I put him in a position where Braviary is basically dead, allowing me to knock him out with the Ice Shard, and he's going to bring in the Electabuzz, knocking me out with the Focus Blast after I get off a decent bit of damage with the Ice Shard. And this is the moment of truth. Thankfully, he turns out to be Choice, not Eviolite, and not Expert Belted, because if he was, he could have easily knocked me out with the Thunderbolt. As he switches into the Hypno, I get off a huge hit with the Fire Blast, but I know another one will knock him out, so I'm just going to switch into my Garbodor, predicting him to go for the Wish, but he actually ends up going for the Toxic, which isn't a bad play either because my Garbodor can't knock him out with any one hit. But what I'm going to do is just take this opportunity to get up as many hazards as I can, because with his Braviary being gone, I don't really need to keep my Garbodor around, and I can just try to get up as many hazards as I can. As I get up a layer of Toxic Spikes, I'm also going to be able to get up 2 layers of Spikes as he knocks me out with the Seismitoss, allowing me to now freely bring in my Torterra, and something on his team is going to get knocked out by a Wood Hammer. And maybe I could have gone for the Earthquake, but I was kind of shaky on whether or not Earthquake would actually knock out Hypno. In hindsight, maybe I should have gone for that, but either way, I don't think it would have mattered, just because he still more than likely would have brought in Electabuzz, and I would have just left in Torterra on Electabuzz. As he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, I can now bring in my Charizard, knowing that it won't be able to knock me out. I'm just going to take this opportunity to go for the Roost, because with him being poisoned, I don't have to go for an attacking move and be at lower HP than I have to be. I can freely be at full HP while still being able to get rid of the Electabuzz. As he brings in the Gorobus, I make a bit of a dumb play this turn. I thought that Hidden Power Grass would not be able to knock out Gorobus at the amount of HP that he was at, which is why I brought in my Swilus, because I'm specially defensive. I know that I can easily take an Ice Beam, and I do take it really well, but a hidden power grasp would have been more than enough to knock out Garchampz at the amount of HP that he was. So if anything, I should have just left in Charizard because I just kind of dragged out this battle longer than it had to be. But either way, at this point, I basically won the battle because he can't break my Swilus, and I know he's not going to go for Shell Smash. So I'll go for the Roar. In hindsight, I maybe should have just Sleep Talked, so I could have got a free switch into my Charizard. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. As I said, at this point, the battle's basically mine, and his last Pokemon that can really even do anything is Torterra. And at that point, if he knocks out Swilus, I then bring in Charizard and knock him out with an Air Slash. So yeah, I'll roar him out one last time. Torterra is last, and he's just going to end up running because he knows that the battle is basically over. Alright, so I literally just got interrupted. Thankfully though, it was after I narrated the battle, so I don't have to restart. But yeah, that was a 2-0 victory in my favor. As I said, pretty fun, good, close game. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. Also, if you have not seen the 1 hour Stabmons PS Live I did with Rylan, a link to that is in the top left hand corner of the video, playing actually. So click that, watch it, and yeah, later everybody.